Let this be the seed, the first step. Allow this moment of troubling to grow inside you. Allow that voice inside you to get louder and louder. Become more bold, more daring, until you can live with your whole life the promise that Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Say it with me. Palestine will be free. Say it with your whole body. Palestine will be free. Say it with your feet rooted in the earth. Palestine will be free. Say it connected to every single body around you. Palestine will be free. Say it with the whole earth behind you. Palestine will be free. I'm going to invite up now one of those people who has been saying this the loudest for as long as I can know. A little less than 10 years ago, I was stuck in the Tel Aviv airport, and I realized that I was not going to be getting in to visit people in Palestine. My friends said, "Oh, if you get stuck, just call Jonathan." I was not given a phone call, so I did not get to call Jonathan. So 10 years too late, I'd like to call Jonathan Kitab up to share with us.
Sorry I couldn't help you then. There is so much that I would like to share with you on this day. I'll try to limit myself to 2 or 3 important points, particularly since now it's looking like this is a continuing situation. It's no longer ceasefire, get your knee off my neck, even though that's still important. In fact, urgent. Every single day is urgent. But now we are moving into a reality of continued war without end. Crazy as it might be, this is a new situation, and it calls on us to think about it in new terms. My first and strongest feeling is that this is primarily a spiritual battle. It really is beyond politics anymore. If you look at this as a political struggle, I think you will always fall short. Certainly for me and for many of you, this is a spiritual battle. The spiritual battle requires that we be clear about what we believe in and be willing to do it regardless of whether it's politically convenient or not. We should not let the world determine for us the perimeters of the conversation. What is allowed, what is not allowed. What terms are taboo and what terms are permitted. What is possible and what is not possible. The issue here is a spiritual battle. What do we believe in? And if we believe in it, we should be willing to live it, work for it, pray for it, and practice it, whether it's convenient or not. It also means that we have to challenge the politics, the prevailing political ideologies on all sides, because they have all failed. Politicians in Palestine, Israel, and the US have all failed us. Political ideologies have also failed us. Reliance on political formulae have all failed us. We need to come up with new ideas. We need to think outside the box. We need to really look for what makes for peace, not what's convenient, what is possible, what can we get enough votes to pass through Congress, how can we get a particular politician to win in November. Irrelevant. We have to start thinking in new terms. So this is the first thought that I want to make. I want to urge all of us to start thinking in new terms based on the spiritual battle that we see. Because we also see the forces that are moving against us. And these forces are powerful. And they are everywhere. And they are forces that really have a message of death and destruction and power and domination and supremacy. What we need to respond with is not some violence of our own, but new ideas of equality, of justice, of international law, of decency, of coexistence, of living together, resisting together, and struggling together. This is the language that we must speak. No longer can we be bound by the formulae of what is possible, what is pragmatic, what is doable. Do we have enough numbers on our side? How many battalions does the Pope command? Is the logic of the world. We need to come up with a new logic. And as a Christian, I would say it's the logic of the cross. It's the logic of Jesus. On the cross, his disciples are scattered and still living God's message, and still knowing that even though it looks desperate at the time we are living in Friday, Sunday is coming. There will be a resurrection. There will be a new dawn for everybody involved. The third point that I want to make is that there is reason to celebrate. There are some good things happening. I love what's happening in the Mennonite church, for example. Mennonites usually don't get involved in politics, but I have seen Mennonites really step up, maybe more than any other denomination, and really take a position. They started going to demonstrations. I remember the one that there was when they demonstrated outside 40 different representatives. It was the strangest demonstration. People were called to bring your hymn book along. They brought their hymn books and they demonstrated for a ceasefire. Wonderful. I love what's happening in the Jewish community. The people who stood up, the people who risked losing contact with some family members, no longer allowed to see their grandchildren. The people who were willing to say, not in our name, this is not what we believe in. These people have been at the forefront of calling for a ceasefire. These people, and many of you are here, I want to tell you, you are doing more to fight anti-Jewish bigotry and anti-Semitism than ADL and all the other established organizations. You are the ones that I look to, and much of the world looks to, every time the Zionists speak as if they talk on behalf of all Jews. Every time I hear President Trump says, I talked to your president, talking to American Jews as if Netanyahu is who speaks for them. Every time I hear that, I have to remember my Jewish friends who don't think Netanyahu is their president or speaks for them. I know that their journey is tough and difficult. And I am glad to walk with you on that journey and to call you brothers and sisters and siblings, and together to think of the better future. The other side tells us, oh, it's bitterness, it's hatred, it's anti-Semitism. It goes back to the time of Jacob and Esau. It's eternal. They will always. No, that's not true. For about 13 centuries in Palestine, in the Middle East, Jews and Arabs and Christians and Muslims live together in peace. It is possible and it will happen again. We do not have to accept the logic of hafradah, separation. We can't talk to each other, we can't deal with each other, we can't see each other, we can't countenance each other. To the contrary, we need each other. Without each other, we cannot be free. Palestinians cannot be free without Jewish and Israeli brothers and sisters. And for sure, Jewish brothers and sisters will never be free or secure without Palestinians. We have a joint fight, and it's a fight for humanity. It's not a fight for a particular political solution. It's a fight for equality, for decency, for humanity, and for all of us together. So I want us to feel good also about the many people from other traditions, Muslims, non-religious people, the young people, the students, those who didn't even know about Palestine, Israel until October 7th, and who now all of a sudden know. And once you open your eyes, you can't unopen them anymore. Once you see the truth, you can no longer be blinded again. I know the media tries very hard, and in Israel, by the way, much more so than here. They deliberately don't want to see the suffering of the Palestinians in Gaza. But it's real. We need each other. Together, we can work for a better future. And that's our battle. And it is a spiritual battle. And in that battle, I hope we can all walk together and be sure. We may not be optimistic about the situation right now, but we are full of hope. We know one day Palestine will be free for all people to live in equality and dignity and rights. Thank you.